It is time for the news, and we are going to have fun, and then we are going to New Hampshire, and then we're going to South Carolina, and then we're going to Oklahoma, and then we're going to Oregon, and then we're going to New Mexico, and then we are going to North Dakota, and then we are going international. We are going to go to Germany and Australia and the Philippines and India, and then we're coming back home to California. We are going to Fox Next headquarters, and we are taking over. We are taking back the game. Yeah!
ValleyFlyin.
What's up, Valley Bros? It is the news time. I am joined by my brother, the master of disaster, Khasino. What is up, man?
What's going on?
The thing that's going on is the news. And yes, we are going to talk about Ultimus 7. We're talking about America Chavez. We're talking about Datamines. There's some good stuff there. And of course, guys, there are timestamps down below, so if you want to skip ahead to a section that you want to see, make sure you check out the description for those. There's also some links for BlueStacks, so you can support the channel that way, totally free. You also have Patreon and the Valley merch links, so check out the description, lots of stuff there. But we are talking about the news. Now, the good thing is it's not as heavy of a news week as last week, but there are a bunch of things that we are going to talk about. So before we get into some of the more global news stuff, let me talk about some of the news from my personal account, and that is Fear the Darkness. Yes, I got into Fear the Darkness this week, and as we speak, I'm super close to unlocking Ultra. Now, I know you have already done Fear the Darkness a while ago, and you didn't even need Minerva for it. What are some tips that you could give to some players that are looking to get into Fear the Darkness right now, or very soon?
I get asked a lot about team building advice for Fear the Darkness. What's the best team? Which characters should people use? And people make the mistake of thinking the damage matters. I can't be more clear about this. Damage doesn't matter. Even a full 7 red star, gear tier 13, Rocket Raccoon ult, the mobs in Fear the Darkness don't give a crap. It doesn't bother them in the slightest. It's all about survival. You want a team that can survive. It's a battle of endurance, if you will. It's a marathon, not a sprint. So build teams that have good protection, taunts, dispel, cleanse, healing, defense up. You just want to stay in the fight and eventually wear them down. But no amount of damage is going to allow you to blow through it. Minerva does the most damage of any character in Fear the Darkness because she hits them for percentage health. So
yes, and I know she's not farmable. Not everybody has Minerva, but Khasino, you did it without Minerva, so it is possible for everybody that doesn't have Minerva to do their Fear the Darkness. So, moving on to the news of the game. Most of the stuff happened right before we recorded last week, but we did get a Storm Blitz. Any thoughts on this, or is this a move on for you?
I mean, it's good for people that don't appreciate Storm. Just a little tidbit. Most of you guys already know this, but Storm is one of the best raid characters in the game because her charges carry over from node to node. So if you're new, just getting started, I definitely recommend powering up Storm because she can store those charges, and then when you get to a certain problematic node, you can just let loose a 15 charge ult and just absolutely devastate. If you put orange mats in there, you can do a 20 charge ult and just absolutely destroy anything and everything. And then also a lot of people have been asking like who they should replace on the X-Men team. Until we get Cyclops, there are actually only 5 X-Men. So you will have Storm on your X-Men team to start with, and then once we get Cyclops, then we'll see what kind of trades people are making. But for the time being, she's a critical part of the best arena team right now. So
yes, and as added bonus, she is one of the characters that can unlock Magneto. So a little bit of a little extra there for. Any interesting notes on this Blitz, or was just this the normal Blitz that you already have at 7-star for you, though?
Storm?
Yeah.
Yeah, I already had her at 7-star.
Okay, so just...
Which was nice, because they switched up Monday and Thursday Blitzes, so it would have been a rough run for me if I had to go hard in the paint for all of them.
Yeah.
They did throw off our Blitz predictions horribly. Our batting average these last few Blitzes have not been good since they changed up the schedule, but
yeah,
just because I get a little defensive about this because someone brings it up every week like it's a fresh idea. If you're worried that the Blitz predictions influence the Blitz scores, we were like 500 to 800k too low on Colossus, and then we were immediately like a million too high for Storm for top 1500. Now, that doesn't speak very well for our predictions. Normally, they're more accurate than that. But I just want to point out that clearly we are not dictating the scores, whether driving them up or down.
Yeah, I look at those scores and I try to think what people are going to react to those type of scores when I am trying for that top 1500.
The people who look at them, it influences their behavior, but people make the mistake of thinking that everyone in the top 1500 or everyone in the top 10% looks at them, and I don't think they have that kind of reach.
Yeah. Anyway, on that note, we did get a devlog with one major news item in there. Ultimus 7. It's going to require these first strike keys, some brand new thing that you get, I guess, when you beat the Ultron boss. What are your thoughts? Ultimus boss. I keep getting those guys confused. Ultimus, Ultron. All right, what are your thoughts on this Ultimus 7?
I'm looking forward to it. Ultimus 6 has gotten incredibly stale, so I can't wait. Just some tidbits to put out there. People have been asking, how tough is Ultimus 7 going to be? Obviously, it's going to be a little bit different, you know, to get 30%, to get 60%, to get 100%. But to get 100% with no revives whatsoever, last I heard it was balanced around Gear Tier 13, 7775 abilities, level 75, and 5 red star. But again, that's A for 100%, which you should not be worried about getting on day one. Not even close. And then also, that's for no revives. So, you know, if you're hearing that and you're like, well, I'm not even kind of ready for that. Me either. And I'm way up there on the leaderboard. So, yeah, it's not supposed to be able to be 100% completed right away. But just to answer some quick FAQs on Ultimus 7, people have been asking me, do you have to 100% Ultimus 6 or just kill Ultimus on the Ultimus node? So I can confirm that you just have to kill Ultimus on the Ultimus node, or at least that's what they wrote. Another thing, so I actually have seen the tentative rewards for Ultimus 7.
Oh, nice. That was my next question. What are the what do you think of the rewards?
I have seen them. I'm not supposed to say. I promised Foxnex I wouldn't do any more leaking. Well, but wait, I won't give nothing. I'm just trying to not get in trouble. I promised them I'd be good.
Well, let me say what's already out there so you don't get in trouble, and then maybe you could build upon it. They will reward you with T4 ability materials, orange gear orbs, and more. So we know about the T4. We know about the orange gear orbs.
Yep. So it's pretty standard stuff. But again, the questions I wanted to answer. Someone asked, is 30% Ultimus 7 better than 100% Ultimus 6? Yes. And the only other thing that I wanted to say is I have been telling people, so it's a little bit my fault, I've been assuming that they're going to give us a lot of T4s, because when Ultimus 7 first debuts, it'll be a once a week thing, but eventually it will be an every single day thing. Mm-hmm. So I was assuming, we've seen all these characters come out that need a lot of T4s, so I figured, well, once Ultimus 7 is a daily thing, we'll start getting a lot of T4s. A lot is a strong word. Now it's still, we don't know what it's going to look like by the time it releases. It's very work in progress, but I just wanted to brace the player base to kind of lower those expectations a little bit.
No!
I mean, look, the fact that you'll be getting T4s daily is nice, but yeah, it's not the most generous, but who knows, by the time it releases might be different, but I just don't want people to get their hopes up. Sorry to be the bearer of bad news.
Well, there is this thing. So there looks like there are two sets of rewards, because the sentence in the dev blog, the special event period will feature increased rewards. So be sure to tackle this raid with your alliance before they're gone. So were the rewards that you were leaked these special increased rewards, or for the normal one? Do you know? I don't,
but I sure hope they weren't the special ones.
Oh, that would be bad.
But for all I know, they were placeholder ones. I don't know, but we'll see.
All right, orange gear orbs. I don't know if you know this, and if you do, you probably can't answer. But if you don't know, Do you think that we will get some uniques in these orbs, or they'll just
No,
be
they're the normal orange raid gear.
Oh, not a new one. Okay, all right.
Not the orange elite orbs.
Oh, all right. We're gonna save the rest of the Datamines to the end, but this is related to the Ultimus 7 orb. We got a date. The Datamine, June 17th. They're coming next week. Is your alliance ready for this?
That's Ultimus 7, June 17th?
That's what it says in the Datamine.
Oh, nice. Well, I'll tell you this. We're easily able to 100% Ultimus 6. I don't know how far we'll get in Ultimus 7, but we're at least ready to set foot in there. I'm thinking we will be able to get between 30 and 60%. I'm hoping, but find out.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, if the rewards for 30 are better than what they were for 100% of Ultimus 6, it's a no-brainer. And
I'll say this. I was happy with the spread. Sometimes we see raids and it's like, well, if you're not getting 100%, you get screwed. The spread's pretty generous. It's not 30% compared to 100%. It's not too crazy far apart.
Well, it looks like these will run concurrent to the Ultimus 6s, at least for this initial period. Is that what you're reading as well?
That's what I would assume. But I mean, as it is, you can open an Ultimus 6 and an Ultimus 5, so I'd imagine same thing with Ultimus 7, especially if it's using different tickets.
Yeah, that was my point. But yeah, I forgot that you could open multiples at the same time. All right, any other thoughts on Ultimus 7 before we move on?
No, bring it on.
All right. The new girl in town, America Chavez. What do you think of this character?
Okay, so I'm glad we have an opportunity to talk about her because so many people have been asking, is America Chavez worth it? Should I buy her? So here's the thing. She is, like a lot of characters recently, a huge asset to her team. On her own, not revolutionary. She's not the key to beating certain things. Like Falcon at least was like the go-to guy for the blaster challenge. Like there's at least one aspect of the game where Falcon as a standalone character is gonna take it to the next level for something. Mm-hmm. America Chavez, there's literally no game mode. There's nothing where you're like, this calls for America Chavez. That said, if you like your brawler team, if you're trying to build a brawler team, if you have a strong brawler team, you want America Chavez. She shores up all of their weaknesses. They're kind of squishy. She gives them a bunch of health. She gives them the ability to get defense downs, not only on her basic, but on any of the assists she's called for.
That is huge.
Extra dispel. Yeah.
That defense down is huge. That is what I love about her kit the most. That defense down on her assists and counters.
Yep, and she brings the dispel, so I'm really happy with her on the brawler team. And so if you are actively working on your brawler team, I would recommend buying her offers because the brawler characters are a lot about their stats, right? The more health they have, the more turns they'll get because they're squishy and they don't really have a lot of defense. So they need that health, and it's the same with damage. They win their fights by basically beating the enemy to a pulp before the enemy can retaliate too much. So they need that damage too. So definitely she needs stars and red stars. If you're going for her, get those offers.
I can't wait to play with her. I love using that brawler team and fun. That is what I think. Not meta, not going to beat all that content, but they're a very fun team to play with. That is my opinion of that brawler team.
I will say, and I learned this lesson the hard way in Blitz all too often. A strong enough brawler team can beat almost anything in the meta. I think the Brotherhood will beat them, but I've had my Avengers Ultron team lose to super strong brawler teams. I have had like Defenders teams, of course. I've had my Fury Shield team lose to super strong brawler teams. Now it does require a lot of red stars.
What power level are we talking about? Were you punching up at a brawler team and lost, or were you punching down?
Of course. No.
Okay.
They have to be a good bit stronger.
So the brawler team is not capable of punching up at one of these meta teams.
No.
Okay, but
no, but if you
a meta
if you
team
have,
will have difficulty punching up against the brawler team.
Yeah, and if you have a few of them at high red star, it's like you can go for that team. If you have some really, really strong hero brawlers, you can invest in a hero brawler team and do some serious damage.
Nice. Definitely.
But they need to go big or go home.
Yeah, definitely. Anything else with America Chavez and that hero brawler team? Because I think they go hand in hand in this conversation.
They do. Her ult is not working as we thought it would. With
yes, Miss Marvel. So the way I understand it, it's Miss Marvel's ult and America Chavez doesn't assist?
No.
It's the other way
backwards.
around. Okay.
Backwards. So America Chavez, the way her ult is programmed, on the one hand, it's a good thing, right? Because a lot of times when you have an ability that does damage and clears buffs, it's important to have the buff clear happen first, because like, let's say someone has a death proof. If she did damage and then removed the death proof, the person's still alive. Her ability clears buffs and then does damage, which is great for that ability. She'll clear death proof, then kill someone. However, Miss Marvel evaluates whether or not she should assist on the buff clear portion instead of the whole ability. So she doesn't see anything doing damage. She just sees buff clear and then stands down. And it doesn't assist.
Miss Marvel, your code needs to get a little bit smarter, girl. Jeez.
Maybe. I don't know. Or maybe I think it's on America. I think they need to flag that Dispel as proccing assist, because they can have non-damaging abilities call assists. So.
Okay. Well, either of them shift their code around. Fox next. They deserve each other.
Yep.
All right. New character returning to Milestones, and that was from a Datamine in reference to Captain Marvel going out of the Milestones. It says, new character shards will return to Milestones sometime in the future, so be on the lookout for the next character to add to your roster. I think there's two characters that are speculated a lot, Coulson and Cyclops. I don't know if you have any word on this or if you are able to give any thoughts on this, but what would your thoughts be on this?
I have no insight into this whatsoever.
All right, so let's discuss this then.
Yeah, it does make sense that it could be one of those, but I'm curious if you think it could be interpreted this way. When they say new character shards will return to Milestones, we're interpreting that as like, oh, a new character, but is it possible that they mean like a new character's shards for those milestones?
Oh my goodness, I hope not. They're gonna Black Panther us in the raids again.
That's exactly what I was gonna say. Is I just if that's what they meant, I have no idea. But if that's what they meant, I don't want us all to be like, come on, Cyclops, and then we get like
Coulson.
Yeah. Now,
oh my goodness, yeah, farmable character too, right?
Who knows? But so I'm wondering if they meant like characters shards, which will be new to the milestone. But I would assume that.
Well, okay, hold on. It says the next, and this is all from a Datamine. It says look out for the next character to add to your roster. So that would imply to me that it is a new character.
All right, fair enough.
So
now,
cross my fingers though, because. This is a Datamine, so hopefully they don't look at the wording and see, oh, shoot.
Yeah, I hope you're right. I have mixed feelings on this. Like, on the one hand, I love a character that everyone has a chance to get, and characters that take a while to get, so it feels good to get them at a high star. But I really, really want Cyclops, and I really, really want Coulson, and I'm not gonna lie, I kind of like being able, if I want to buy them kind of early, especially both of those characters for me are really gonna need stars, right? Cyclops is a blaster, so he needs stars to do damage. So a 3-star Cyclops ain't doing anything for someone with a developed roster. So that means that, like, regardless of which one of them it is, because my Fury Shield team is the strongest team in my roster. It does. If it's either one of them, it means that character is not going to be usable for me for a very long time, and that there's nothing I can do about it.
And they seem like they're very important pieces to the teams that they go on. Cyclops for the X-Men team, Coulson to that Shield team. So it would be a little disappointing, just the wait to get that character.
Right, so I don't want to sound like the guy who's like, man, no, make this for, paying players. Like, no, I'm super happy that free-to-play players get to get them, assuming it's one of them. Both of them are awesome characters. If it's some other new character, still awesome. I like the release method. I just wish that they did it with more utility-based characters.
Yes, I totally agree. You know, these milestone characters, they can be good because of the accessibility, especially for newer players. But for the other players that really want to grind these stars, not the best thing. So it's kind of a double-edged sword with these milestones. But with that said, let's move on to the next topic, and that is Colossus the Blitz. Now, as we speak, we have our second Colossus Blitz going on right now. The scores are pretty crazy for that last Colossus Blitz.
Yeah, they were real high.
Talked about the predictions being a little low. Where did you end up? I know you didn't get to the target that you wanted.
So also all the predictors got screwed. I went for top 100 and got 146.
Ugh.
Skrilla went for top 15 and got 18. Yeah, we just got wrecked. They were so high, and I we've been trying to figure out, like, we predicted higher than has ever been before, like we should with any new character. But we were talking about it, and we were like, let's go safe. We don't want a bunch of people to follow our predictions and not get the character, which is exactly what happened anyway. But we were like, let's go high to be safe. But this is a Monday. A good amount of adults play this game. They're probably at work. Maybe the scores will be lower. And the best theory that I've heard for why they were not lower at all was school is out, and now all the kids are able to play. And when I say kids, like high school, college kids, they can just play all day, and they don't have families and jobs and stuff necessarily. So
I guess, yeah.
That's the only theory I've heard that
weird.
Makes some sense. But
I mean, the other thing, it's just Colossus. People want X-Men. They want to complete that team, and he's an important part of that team. So it might not be the week at all. It might just be the character.
Yeah, it could be the character's popularity, but they blew the lid off of previous scores.
Yeah. So
I think the previous highest top 1500 we've seen that wasn't like a quarter blitz or something was like 7.4 mil or something, and then this was like almost 8.1. Like, it wasn't even close.
Yeah, this is a tough one. What do you think this one that's running right now is going to end up? About the same, or possibly higher because of that top 15 cutoff?
All we can do is pay attention to the trends, and it's a few times this hasn't been true, but like 9 times out of 10, the second run of a new character is just a little bit lower. Not a ton, but like 10% lower maybe. So we're guessing that it'll be about 10% lower than it was, but we've done not a terrific job predicting these last couple of blitzes, so we're trying, I promise. We feel pretty good about these, but we'll see what happens.
Well, good luck for if you're watching this. Colossus Blitz is still on. If not, and you're watching in the future, good luck with whatever blitz you're on. Ironman event returns. This is a great thing for newer players. Ironman, definitely the weakest of all the legendary characters, but important part of one of the best teams in the game. Any thoughts on Ironman coming back?
Just a lot of people have been messaging me like, hey, is this team going to be strong enough to get Ironman? And so I make these infographics that basically track like the lowest possible power for a reported team for an unlock of 5-star, 6-star, 7-star, whatever it is. And to collect that information, I make a post on Reddit. So both for reference for your own information and to help me out if you feel like posting, go check out that thread on Reddit. I think it's called like I am Iron Man minimum power team to unlock. And it should just be filled with people reporting the lowest possible power teams they had for the unlock. So that way, if you haven't done it yet and you want to know how much gear, how many ability mats, what it's going to take, that'll give you an idea.
Cool. Well, I will try to find that thread and leave a link in the description so you guys can figure out what is the power level you need to unlock Iron Man. All right, and last but not least, the Datamine. And it's not a big one,
no,
but it is a Datamine. All right, Red Stars featuring celebrating fathers. In honor of Father's Day, we're featuring 3 famous Marvel fathers in the Red Star Orb. Following characters will have a 4% drop rate. Excited?
Super excited.
I hear crickets. Alright, the characters are, wait for it, Ant-Man, Iron Man, and Thanos. Don't miss out.
Don't get me wrong, like, Iron Man and Thanos definitely benefit from red stars. Thanos is actually one of the characters that benefits the most from red stars because his damage leads to his healing, and the more he can heal with his giant health bar, the better off he is, so it's not bad to get increased red stars on Iron Man and Thanos, and Iron Man's just a blaster, so the tankier he is, the more damage he does, is great for him too. Last Father's Day, they just gave us some Luke Cage shards. And they're like, Happy Father's Day! So at least it's a step up from that. Right? Like, I guess this is better.
Yeah, that's true. I just think it's interesting.
I obviously people know when one of those Red Star offers comes out for $100 for 28 orbs or whatever it is that we're gonna do Whale Wars. And so someone actually messaged me like, hey, do you see the Datamine? Hurry up and open those Red Star orbs so you don't have to deal with that.
I would probably agree with your messenger there, but yeah, I mean, those aren't the worst characters to have red stars on, but I mean, last Father's Day they were giving away 5 shards. This Father's Day they're not giving away anything. You gotta open orbs and you get an increased chance.
Hey, we might get a surprise little gift.
We might, you're right. This is a data mine of something. There might be other things involved, so
might get another 5 Luke Cage shards.
Awesome.
Yeah, can't wait.
All right, so that is about it.
I think we got JJ for Mother's Day, so.
Did we?
I'm pretty sure.
Did we?
We got JJ
really?
for something.
Yeah, really? All right, well, that was shorter than usual. That is about it. Anything else that you could think of that is happening?
No, it was a pretty light week for news, so.
It was, but it was fantastic. I like these light weeks, so.
Oh, you son of a bitch. All right.
Anyway, Khasino, tell everybody where they can find you, my friend.
You guys can find me on Twitch. I stream Marvel Strike Force every single day on Twitch at 1 p.m. Pacific time, twitch.tv/Khasino. I have a YouTube channel, youtube.com/Khasino. And I have a Discord server, discord.gg/Khasino. We got infographics, blitz predictions, FAQ, can hang out and see other content creator stuff or talk to them. Valley hangs out on there, you can talk to him. So yeah.
Cool. Well, you guys know where to find me, and if you like this channel, make sure you subscribe and hit that notification bell, because subscribe doesn't mean what it used to. So make sure you hit that notification bell, smash on that like button, and share this with all of your friends, guys. I will see you next time. Hulk fist bump, ValleyFlyin, out!